How's it going? How's it going, folks? Welcome back to Eho and the Beast, and this is day 48 of the lockdown vlog that's going to give it to you. And today I'm just giving you some news and some of my opinion on them from my couch. News from the couch, everybody. Hey, choice. So, in this one, we're talking about the prisoners in a prison over in the US who had tried to deliberately infect themselves with COVID-19, and they had been sniffing a mask and trying to, I think, drink or inhale some hot water to try and increase their temperature, so it seemed like they had some symptoms of the virus itself. And yeah, so that sounds like a typical kind of nonsense thing some people would try and do if they were trying to get out of prison. And yeah, that's what it turned out they were trying to do. They were trying to get out of prison, and they misheard, or somebody spread a rumor around the prison that, hey, you know, if you get the virus, they'll let you out right away. And some of them did contract the virus. None of them got too bad. And yeah, they all seem to get back to full health, apparently. Yeah, now they have had a lot of cases all around the US of not just the virus, but the virus in prisons, where some prisoners have actually died in prison because of the virus, and I think the numbers were somewhere around 25,000 inmates had actually gotten the virus, and about 350 had died, which is a vast amount of people who had died because of the virus. Cool. Yeah, so what are we doing for the next one? Alright, so the next one I'm talking about is the Prime Minister's announcement that there's only going to be a maximum allowance of 10 people allowed at funerals or tangies. Now, traditionally we like to have a huge tangi. The bigger the better, the more people, the longer you have your person at the marae, the better standing they've had, and da 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 da. And you know what, at the end of the day, I mean, that could actually be the one. Yeah, so the Prime Minister actually said, you know, it's actually about being able, you know, limiting where people not so much like to come together, but do come together for close contact, and limiting the amount of people for that close contact. So, yeah, I mean, I can see why they would want to limit that around funerals and tangis, and that makes sense to me. And yeah, because you do want to limit, you know, how much contact people are going to have right away, you know. But I mean, what I do think is, hey, well, you know, you could have something so like, say, you know, say for example, you set up, you had a tangi, and you had say 4 people in the marae, and then you had, say, a line of people coming through, and then so in the room at the time, not meeting a whole vast group of people. You know, you could have 1 or 2 people coming through, and just to sort of pay their respects, sort of not real quickly, but you know, for say 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, and then they move on. You know, I know it's not traditional. I know it's not the best option, but I think you have to kind of try and think outside the box and make do with what you can in these trying times. And these are trying times for everybody. For myself personally, it's been some trying times as far as money goes. For others, it's trying times as well. I'm sure it is, for everyone. And that's just how things go. Hopefully soon, before the end of the year, we'll get back to completely normal, where you can have, 250 people in your marae, and you can have your favourite nanny doing the welcome on and everything else that goes with it, because getting back to tradition and trying to keep the culture alive, I think, is important. But just in these trying times, we just need to have a bit of patience. People need to just kind of slow down and go, hey, not everything's going to go back. Because, if you say, oh, well, Māori can have their tangies just like that's that, and it'll be just fine, bloody, 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 blah, then all the other people are going to go, well, if they have that, then I want my religious gathering open and and all the rest of it, and that's going to happen. Right, so back in February, a young man by the name of Ahmad Arbery got murdered by some white supremacists in the state of Georgia while he was on a jog that he was taking his time doing, and he was minding his own business, and Donald Trump has this to say about him.
He I saw the picture of him in his tuxedo. It was so beautiful. I think he looks like a wonderful young guy. Would have been a wonderful, just a wonderful guy. I think it's a horrible thing. Now, with that being said, as you know, they're studying the case very carefully. They're interviewing everybody involved, and we'll see what happens. To me, it's a very sad thing. I spoke to a number of people that are very much involved in it. I've been following that one very closely. It breaks your heart to watch it.
And yes, to me, it does break my heart to watch the brutal murder of a young man who was just minding his own business, trying to get some exercise. These two lynch mob members just decided to roll up on him and accuse him of things he had never done, and it made me kind of sad about the whole affair, because honestly, another young black man who was minding his business while black, out there doing his thing, and even he can't seem to just carry on with life without somebody trying to shoot him or stab him or call the cops on him or something like that. It makes me really sick to see these things happen time and time again. And it seems even during a major pandemic, lunatics still have major access to guns and all kinds of crazy shit that they really shouldn't have access to. And in the last story I'm talking about tonight, it's the 7 Bunnings stores that are going to be closing across New Zealand. The ones in Waikanai and Pataru, Cambridge, Hornby, Ashburton, Te Awamutu. All small town New Zealand places. And I think somewhat, hey, that's kind of how it is. These places don't have huge populations, so really kind of what do you expect? More power to small mum and dad retail stores. I hope maybe a locally owned franchise of, say, Hammer Hardware can open up, or there used to be actually an actual hardware shop in Invercargill, I remember, and it was not a chain. It was owned by a local person, and they had a great big hardware store, lawnmowers and chainsaws, and they had all kinds of screws, bolts, and all kinds of crazy stuff that you'd want to buy. And I think they closed down while I was there. I'm not entirely sure, but what I'm just trying to say is, Bunnings is a huge Australian company. Don't buy from them. It's that simple. It's like KiwiBank. Join KiwiBank. Don't bother with Westpac or ASB or BNZ or ANZ as well. That's those are all Australian-owned companies that you don't need to give your money to. Don't ever give your money to them because you don't need to. They don't owe you. They don't. You don't owe them a thing. I kind of look at it. I mean, it's 145 jobs lost, but I also kind of look at it and think, good riddance. How about we worry about other things? We get some small Mitre 10 stores, or we get some Hammer Hardware stores, depending if they're locally owned or not. Or some people take the time and they start their own hardware store, or something like that. Hey, why not? Give it a good go. There are solutions to these problems, and there are ways and means that you can use to try and employ yourself as well. So, while these jobs may be lost now, in the future, you might be able to start a business or learn a trade or do something else that's going to, gain the finances you need to move forward. All right, folks. So don't look at it as a bad thing. Look and try and mentally put a positive projection on your life so that you can look forward to a future, and then take steps to actually achieve that. Okay, folks? All right, cool. Anyway, that's enough from me. Thanks for watching, everybody. You all have been fantastic. You can like and subscribe and follow me on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram if you wanna. That's been number 48 of the lockdown vlog, that's going to give it to you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.